Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here for this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Before we get started, we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and Councilman Lupinacci, would you lead us this evening?
Sure. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, John. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here for this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Thank you at home for watching. Tonight's Town Board meeting is the Town Board work session, and the date is Wednesday, June 14th, 2017. And for the record, 3 board members are present and 2 are not. The 2 that are not, Councilman Schneider has a family function that he's attending this evening, and he couldn't be with us. And Councilwoman McDonough is at Mahopac High School for the Senior Awards ceremony for scholarships. I believe they're athletic scholarship awards this evening. So Susie is over there presenting the Jimmy McDonough Foundation scholarship to a senior, and she's going to try to join us towards the end of this meeting or an executive session tonight. And all the way down to my right, we have Ann Spofford, our town clerk. Ann, thanks for being here. And all the way down to my left is Greg Fulchetti. He's our town attorney. So we have 2 public hearings on the agenda for this evening. The first public hearing is on a proposed local law amending Chapter 147 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Vehicles and Traffic. And before we get started, I'm going to ask the town clerk to please read the notice of the public hearing.
Notice is hereby given that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel will conduct a public hearing at the Town Hall, 16 Mahopac Avenue, Mahopac, New York, 10541, on Wednesday, June 14, 2017, at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter as possible, on a proposed local law amending Chapter 147 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel, specifically Section 147-56 as follows. The Town of Carmel proposed local law, if adopted tonight, will be number 4 of the year 2017. A local law amending Chapter 147 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Vehicles and Traffic. Section 1. This local law shall be known as 2017 Amendments to Chapter 147 entitled Vehicles and Traffic. Section 2. Chapter 147 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel, Section 147-56, Schedule 15, time limit parking, is hereby amended to read as follows. In accordance with the provision of Section 147-24, no person shall park a vehicle for longer than the time limit shown on any of the following light streets or parking streets. The name of the first street is Route 6, parking side both, time limit 2 hours for all, and the location is between Cherry Lane and Route 6 End. Seminary Hill Road, on the east side, 2-hour parking for all from Church Street to Route 6. Seminary Hill Road, on the west side for 2 hours for all, south from Route 6 for 250 feet. Route 6 End, both 2 hours for all, between Route 6 and Cherry Lane.
Section 3, Home Rule. Nothing in this local law is intended or shall be construed, A, to limit the home rule authority of the town under state law, to limit the town's discretion in setting fees and charges in connection with any application requiring town approval. Section 4 is severability. If any part of or provision of this local law or application thereof to any person or circumstance be adjudicated invalid by any court of competent jurisdiction, such judgment shall be confined in its operation to the part of provision or application directly involved in the controversy in which judgment shall have been rendered, and shall not affect or impair the validity of the remainder of this local law, the application thereof, to other persons or circumstances, and the local town board of the Town of Carmel hereby declares that it would have passed this local law or the remainder thereof had such invalid application or invalid provision be apparent. Section 5, effective date. This local law shall take effect immediately upon the filing of the office of the Secretary of State in accordance with Section 27 of the Municipal Home Rule Law. At some public hearing, all interested persons shall be heard on the subject thereof. The Town Board will make every effort to assure the public hearing is accessible to persons with disability and anyone requiring special assistance and no reasonable accommodations to contact the town clerk by order of the town board of the town of Carmel and Spofford Town Clerk.
Okay, thank you for the reading of the notice of public hearing. At this time, I need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Okay, so moved by Councilman Lombardi, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, is there anyone here that would like to come up and speak on public hearing number 1, the proposed local law amending Chapter 147 entitled Vehicles and Traffic? Is anyone here for this public hearing for amending the local law? Okay, all right. All right, there being none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
So moved by Councilman Lombardi, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor to close?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, at this time, public hearing on number 1 is closed. So we're going to go on to 1A, which is a resolution making secret determination in regard to the local law of number 4 of 2017, Town Code, Chapter 147, entitled Vehicle and Traffic.
I got it.
Yep, go ahead, John.
Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby determines that proposed local law number 4 of 2017 concerning amendments to the Town of Carmel Town Code, Chapter 147, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, is a Type 2 action under seeker, and no further review is necessary. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote?
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, 1B is to consider
I make a motion to enact local law number 4 of 2017 as noticed and published.
Okay,
Second.
okay, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote?
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, that concludes public hearing number 1. Public hearing number 2 on a proposed local law enacting Chapter 132 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Synthetic Drugs, Cannabinoids, and Opioids. Could I please have the reading of the notice of the public hearing for public hearing number 2, please?
I make a motion to waive the public hearing.
No, you want to waive the reading of the
Waive
the
it-
text of
waive-
the law.
Waive the reading of the text of the law because there are so many synthetic drug molecules listed that it is just going to be
It's going to be torture.
very difficult, and it's
Public
three
hearing
three
notice.
pages long.
But you can read the public hearing notice itself.
Just gotta read the top.
Okay. Ann? So just read the top portion of it for the notice of the public hearing?
Sure.
Up to, just up to
Local law number 5.
local law,
We did that.
That'd be, yeah.
Yep.
We're going to do that right
Up to where?
up to where, John?
Up to 1.
Notice is hereby given that the Town Board of Town of Carmel will conduct a public hearing at the Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, Mahopac, New York, 10541, on Wednesday, June 14th, 2017, at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter that evening, as proposed on a proposed local law enacting Chapter 132 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Synthetic Drugs, Cannabinoids, and Opioids as following. Town of Carmel proposed local law number 5 for the year 2017, a local law enacting Chapter 132 of the Town of Carmel of the, Town Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Synthetic Drugs, Cannabinoids, and Opioids. I offer this as read and pre-filed with the town clerk.
Second.
All right.
Okay. Now you're
No.
going to move to open it, right?
Now we make a move to open the public hearing.
hearing.
Second.
Seconded by, open the public hearing, Councilman Lupinacci, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough, to open the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the public hearing is open at this time. Has anybody signed? Yep, we have one person that signed up to speak, Susan Salamone. Susan, welcome, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Good evening. On behalf of Drug Crisis in Our Backyard, we are in favor of the passing of this law. We feel that too many people can get their hands on these synthetics in particular. They're called synthetic marijuana. They're not marijuana at all. They're really herbs sprayed with poison. So we're very much in favor. We've had many families tell us that their young adult children have got their hands on these drugs and have totally lost their minds when they were on it. So our organization is in favor of passing of this law. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. Okay, so is there any other members of the public that would like to come up and comment on this public hearing? Come on up at this time, please. Okay, there being none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
So moved by Councilman Lombardi, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci to close the public hearing. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, the public hearing is closed, so we're going to move on at this time to number 2A on your agenda for public hearing number 2. This is a resolution making secret determination in regard to the local law number 5 of 2017, Town Code, Chapter 132, entitled Synthetic Drugs, Cannabinoids, and Opioids. Susie, would you read 2A, please?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby determines that proposed law, local law number 5 of 2017 concerning amendments to Town of Carmel Town Code, Chapter 132, entitled Synthetic Drugs, Cannabinoids, and Opiates, is a Type 2 action under seeker, and no further review is necessary. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci and Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote?
Councilman Lupinacci.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Now, 2B is to consider a motion to enact.
At this time, I move to enact local law number 5 of 2017,
As noticed and published.
as noticed and published.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci and Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote?
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, so that concludes the 2 public hearings that we're on for tonight.
Just comment on that?
Sure.
Yeah. So I just want to thank those who supported this local law, including those friends on the Westchester Legislature, friends of ours, who provided us with the draft legislation. And like I had said earlier, why reinvent the wheel when they did a lot of work on it? And I spoke to many of them, and they were pleased with the fact that it passed the Westchester Legislature for 17-0, and now it passed us here in the town of Carmel. So hopefully we will be the impetus for this to spread to other towns and maybe the rest of the county. It was kind of was ironic or funny, but funny is not the right word. The day after we proposed this about a month or so ago, the next day was the accident where someone took the life of a young girl driving through Times Square. Do you remember that accident? Well, he was high on synthetic marijuana, and that's one of the thing he claimed that he was high on, and that's one of the reasons why he said he did what he did. So it's not a big problem here, but let's nip it in the bud, make sure we don't have anything like that happen here. And I want to thank Sue and Steve for supporting us. I spoke to Chief Kazari, and he gives us 100% support as well. So hopefully we can be an impetus to continue our fight against drugs in our community.
Okay, great. Thanks, Frank. I did hear somewhere that the county was looking to enact this same type of policy as well, same type of ordinance. So we'll see. They haven't as of yet, but my understanding is they are considering it. Some legislators are, so thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Town Board work session for this evening. And number 1 on the work session is the review of the Town Board minutes, May 17th. What's that?
Do we have to close the meeting, the public hearing?
No, we can go right on. I believe we can.
We always close the special meeting.
Yeah? Close it? Okay. All right, so I need a motion to close the public hearings.
So moved.
So moved. Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so I need a motion to open the Town Board work session.
So moved.
So moved by
Second.
Councilman Lombardi. Seconded by
Second.
Councilman Lupinacci. Councilwoman McDonough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, first item is a review of the Town Board minutes of May 17th, 24th, and June 7th of 2017. Unless any board members have any comments regarding the minutes, we'll move on. No comments? Okay, number 1, Rich Franzetti, PE Town Engineer, consider site plan bond return for Woodcrest Gardens, tax map number 76.9-1-19 for $136,056. Rich?
Yes, thank you. The April 19th letter, and the applicant from Woodcrest Garden requested that a performance bond be returned. This was work that was originally approved in 2011. The original approvals call for renovations on-site swimming pool and appurtenances, improvements. No work was performed on the site. The original bond amount was $136,056, was posted in February of 2011 and renewed in March of 2015. The applicant has requested to have the bond returned as they are not going to be performing this work, and as no work has been performed, we recommend that the entire bond be released. Mike Carnazza, Director of Code Enforcement, has indicated that he's okay, he has no objection with returning of the bond. So we recommend that this bond be returned.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rich. Any questions, comments for Town Engineer regarding the bond return? No? Okay. Rich, number 2 is to consider awarding of a bid for chemical supply for the various town water and sewer districts.
So as the board is aware, the bids for chemical supply was previously awarded to Slack Chemicals for the contract term of July 6, 2014 through July 7, 2015. And subsequently, by resolution, the board authorized an extension contract of 1 year. The expiration date is July 7, 2017. The town board allowed us in March to authorize advertise for bids for this work. Bids were received on June 1st for this contract. The town's clerk's summary is attached to the memo that was provided. The lowest bidder is Slack Chemical, and Slack has adequately serviced the chemical needs of the various districts since July 2014. Based on the prior experience, we recommend that this contract be awarded to Slack. The chemicals for the districts are included as part of the annual budget, and based on the assessment, there are sufficient funds for this service.
Okay. All right. Town Board, do you have any questions, comments for the engineer regarding the chemical supply to various water and sewer districts, awarding the bid to Slack Chemical? This is the company that we've been doing business with the...
Correct.
For the past several years now, I believe?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Anybody have anything? Questions, comments, concerns? Nope. There being none, let's move on to number 3. Rich Franzetti, Town Engineer. Consider request to submit the final MS4 report.
So as the board is aware, the federally mandated regulation known as Stormwater Phase 2 requires permits for stormwater discharges through municipal separate storm sewer systems, MS4s, in urbanized areas. Town of Carmel is an MS4 community, and as such, we are required to develop and submit an annual report to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation under the MS4 permit. Draft report was placed on the Town of Carmel webpage on April 19th, and to date, no comments have been received. The report can now be called final and submitted to the New York State DEC as part of the permit requirements. It has been submitted as part of the submittal here, and a copy of the final document will be placed on the Town of Carmel webpage.
Okay. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns for the engineer regarding the municipal separate stormwater sewer system 4 report? This is an annual report that the town is mandated to file, and we do this every year. Okay. There being none, number 4. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you.
Number 4, Mike Simone, the Town of Carmel Highway Superintendent, has a memo here, Supervisor Schmidt and Town Board, dated June 9th. This is a request to dispose of old and obsolete town highway equipment. He's requesting the authorization to scrap the following vehicles: a 1986 GMC step van, it's a surplus truck number 17, a 2000 International 48 4x2 dump truck, truck number 26, a 2001 International 4800 4x2 dump truck, truck number 27, 1998 Mack RD 4x2 dump truck, truck number 41, 1999 Mack RD 4x2 dump truck, truck number 42, a 1988 Mack dump truck, it's a 10-wheel dump truck, truck number 50, and a 1988 Mack dump 10-wheeler, truck number 51. All, I didn't read the VIN numbers, the vehicle identification numbers, because they're lengthy, and we'll leave that for Councilman Schneider when the resolution comes up next week. But all these trucks have outlasted their useful life expectancy. They did their duty for the town, and they're no longer in a condition that they continue to operate these vehicles. they're in such poor condition that it doesn't make sense to pour more money into these trucks to try to keep them on the road. And we also need to make room for the new vehicles that we purchased this year under the capital plan, and also the monies that we budgeted for new trucks. So I think we have about 4 or 6 new trucks that are coming in, along with some used trucks that we just purchased recently. So we need to make room at the highway garage, and these trucks are no longer useful to the highway department. Any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns about the highway vehicles being surplused out? Okay. All right, yep. So there being none, that concludes the Town of Carmel work session for this evening. Is there any members of the public that are here with us tonight have any questions with respect to the work session items that we just went over tonight? If so, come on up. Okay, we're going to move on to the open forum, new business portion of the meeting. Does anyone like to come up for new business tonight? Okay, there being none, we're going to move on to town board announcements. Can you pass that down to Susie? Sure.
Okay, the Sunset Concert Series at the Chamber Park begin June 22nd with the Nashville Drive. June 29th is Chatterbox 5. July 3rd is Andrea and the Armenian Rug Riders. July 20th is the Mighty Conquerors. July 27th is the Charlie Gone Band. August 4th is the Terry Lamar and New Company. On July 4th, there's going to be a special concert with the Norm Hathaway Band, who's unbelievable. I actually went and heard them. They're really, really great. And that's going to be at the Red Mills Historic Park. So that one is on July 4th. The other ones are on Thursday evening, starting at 7 p.m. Just bring your blanket, your chairs, and, you know, frequent the businesses down in the Route 6 and corridor for your food. And that's it.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Sue. John?
All right, trying to get this in order here. We have 2 camps. We have primary camp for children entering kindergarten and first grade in the fall of 2017. That is primary camp, and that's summer camp, and we also have playground camp for children entering grades 2nd through 8th grade, and that's starting in fall of 2017. That's when you start the grade. So camp dates for both primary and playground camp for the Town of Carmel Recreation and Parks Summer Camp is June 26th through August 4th. There will be no camp on July 3rd and July 4th for the holiday. The primary camp for kindergarten through first grade is going to be located at Sycamore Park, 790 Long Pond Road, Mahopac, New York. The time is 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. There will be one trip to the Putnam County 4-H Fair, and that will be on Friday, July 28th. The price is $510 per resident or $970 per non-residents. Please have your child's immunization records and medical insurance information on hand. You will need it while you register. You can register online or in person at the park, but online it is www.carmelny, that's one word, carmelny.org/recreation, and search for the primary camp. Also, you could search for the playground camp. The playground camp that starts a half an hour early at 9 a.m. and it goes a half an hour later to 3 p.m. every day. Again, that's through June 26th through August 4th. There's going to be various trips to amusement parks, to spin bowling, and again, that is $460 for residents and $870 for non-residents. Again, have your child's medical and immunization records handy, and you could register online. The last one for the summer classes, registration opens last month, and they're still going on. Children classes, Parents and Me, soccer and t-ball, soccer squirts, lacrosse squirts, t-ball squirts, total sports squirts, and more. Youth and teen and adult classes at the lake. We have introduction to paddleboarding, advanced paddleboarding, intro to recreational kayaking, Sunset Yoga at Lake Mahopac, and painting on location at Lake Mahopac, and more. Again, you could go to www.carmelny.org/recreation and look for these classes to sign up for.
Great. Thanks, John. Okay, this last announcement is for anyone out there that has used bicycles, adult or large teen bicycles that you may have in your garage, your sheds, your basement, anywhere in your home hanging up that you're not using. This is sponsored by the Mahopac High School Interact Club. And the Interact Club is collecting bicycles to be shipped over to Haiti. It's called Handlebars for Haiti. By donating your old adult or large teen working bike 24-inch wheel or larger, so you're going to have to measure your wheel and make sure it's large enough, you will make a tremendous difference in the life of a Haitian family and their community. Collections will take place at Perrone Family Chiropractic Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. until June 30th. And there's a note on here, if you cannot transport your bicycle, in other words, if you can't get it in your car or it's too heavy for you to move, you can call Dr. Perrone, Chris Perrone, and he will actually come to your house and retrieve the bicycle and bring it to the collection site. Dr. Perrone's phone number is 914-329-4127. Again, 914-329-4127. If you have difficulties or you cannot transport your bicycle, please call Dr. Perrone and he'll arrange for your bicycle to be picked up at your residence. Once again, bikes must be 24 inches minimum because these are for adults and large teens. So this is a great effort, collection effort sponsored by the Mahopac High School Interact Club. So help these students from the Mahopac High School out. And if that bicycle is dusty and you haven't ridden it, John, in 5 or 6 years, you may have a couple of them in your garage, and you want to donate them, bring them up to Perrone Family Chiropractic. It's right up here on Route 6. Do we know the number, Susie? It's where the Clatter used to be, the Clatter bar,
Where Patrick's is going to be now.
where Patrick's is going to be,
Mahopac rental.
Harding Glass.
Across the street from Bucci's.
Right across the street from, good Susie, right across, everybody knows
Trying to
Bucci's
get all of
Deli.
the businesses in
Across the
that
street from
area.
Bucci's Deli, right up here on Route 6. That's where Perrone Family Chiropractic is located. I'm told he's got quite a few bicycles that have been dropped off there already, and they need a lot more. So just get them over there before June 30th, and you'll be helping out the residents of Haiti who desperately need our help with transportation. Their mode of transportation in Haiti is bicycles. So that's what they need to get around, and I guess they need a bunch of them. They need a lot of them. So help the residents of Haiti out by donating your bicycle. Okay. I guess we probably could. Rich probably. Rich, if you could come up and just make a public announcement about the issue with the oil sheen, the oil that was discharged into Lake Secor. If you could just let the public know, because there's probably residents of the Lake Secor community that may be watching the meeting tonight, or they will watch the meeting. Let them know what's going on with that oil spill on the lake. Thanks.
So just briefly, there is an announcement on the webpage that summarizes everything that's going on. Board members are aware of it. Yesterday morning at around 11:30, 12 o'clock, there was an oil spill inside a home. It was in the basement of the home. The tank failed, spilled 300 gallons of home heating oil within the residence. Unfortunately, the residence had a sump pump that pumped directly into our storm sewer system, which directly discharged into Lake Secor. New York State DEC, the Department of Environmental Conservation, was on hand within about 2 hours to address that. New York City DEP was there. They put up some hard booms within Lake Secor. There was a company there that did some cleaning, and they were doing cleaning at the residence. I was there most of the day this afternoon. They're going to put additional booms up because it appears that the oil sheen and whatnot are heading towards the beach area, so we're going to try to protect the beach area so that we're able to use the beach in the near future. But right now the beach is temporarily closed. It's a voluntary closure. Putnam County has collected samples for the beach area, and There is no threat to our drinking water supply as the Lake Secor residents get their water from groundwater, not surface water, not from Lake Secor directly. So we're safe there, but as a precaution, the Putnam County Department of Health has collected samples and will continually collect samples just to make sure, just to ensure everything is okay. But they will be sampling for the beach area to make sure that people can use the beach.
Great.
That's where we're at right now. The most recent update is that New York State DEC is bringing on a firm, a different firm than the first one that was there, and they're gonna actually do additional work in the area, so,
Okay, great. Thanks, Rich.
no problem.
Appreciate it. Okay, so that concludes the town board meeting for this evening. We'll be meeting next week is June 21st for a town board voting meeting. But we do have an executive session item that we have to discuss tonight. It's a personnel item. So we're going to be closing the meeting from executive session. We're not coming back out here to close. So the next time we'll be back is next Wednesday, June 21st, for a voting meeting. So I need a motion to go into executive session.
Second?
So moved by Councilwoman McDonough.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everyone. Be well. We'll see you next time.